It is finally here. We finally have a look at the brand new Excalibur called Xiphoid Xcalibur, and it looks good? Maybe? I don't really know what to think about it. Let's go ahead and look at the box first, just to get out of the way. It's this classic BU box that's red, white. You have a Xiphoid Xcalibur on the front, but it's also a little bit of a bigger box because it does have the new sword launcher, which I'll talk about later. So let's just move straight on to the Bey. We have Xiphoid Xcalibur, and this Bey definitely copied Ultimate Valkyrie's homework a little bit. It's kind of the ultimate Excalibur. It combines a bunch of different elements of old Excaliburs together. For example, if you look in the middle of the Bey, it has these crossed swords, very similar to Xeno Excalibur. The large sword tip at the bottom. The sword tip at the bottom is very similar to Buster Excalibur. You kind of have some Sieg Excalibur inspired shapes, I think towards the bottom, and then the top of the blade, it's kind of similar to Excalibur, like the very first one, sort of. So as you can see, it just kind of combines a bunch of Excaliburs together, but that's kind of a problem in that it's a combination of Beys, but it doesn't really have anything that looks brand new besides its gimmick. So how the gimmick works is I assume when the Bey is closer to bursting, a little piece of the sword pops through the core and creates the longer sword that we could see in this picture, creating a more extreme attack, so kind of similar to Buster Excalibur. The disc is called XN, we don't have pictures of it yet, but how it works is that it makes the Bey harder to burst whenever a piece of the core and a piece of the disc overlap together. I guess they kind of rub together, makes it harder to burst. And for the driver, I really wish we would have gotten like Extreme Dash again, or maybe even Iron Dash or Metal Iron, but we actually have Sword Dash from Buster, and this one is my least favorite Excalibur driver. Not a big fan of it. Let me know what you guys think. We'll come back to the Bey later, but for now I want to talk about the included Power Launcher, which is a new version of the Sword Launcher, and it looks pretty goofy, but I think it looks really cool. From what I see, it just kind of looks like a Frankenstein sword launcher mixed with a dynamite battle launcher. It looks a little bit odd. It also looks like you go from left and right spin the same way as on a dynamite battle launcher, which would require you to flip the entire power launcher around. So how that's gonna work, I don't know unless I'm missing something. And another problem with power launchers in general is that they seemingly kind of have some durability issues. My sword launcher from years ago has been broken for a long time, and I heard that the digital one that came out years ago, that one is also prone to breaking. And Takara Tomy launchers, to be honest, they break kind of easily. I've gone through a lot of sparking launchers. I've gone through a couple dynamite battle launchers. LR launchers I've been through plenty of. So hopefully this one doesn't break as easily, because you kind of have to buy an entire Bey in order to get it. So let's go ahead and go back to the Bey. First of all, I mean, it has the exact kind of gimmick I thought it would have. It has the parts I kind of expected as well. Although it just seems a little big, it seems a little bulky, kind of how Buster Excalibur was, and Buster was my least favorite in the Excalibur lineup. My favorite was Sieg, or you may know it as Siege Excalius. I just liked its shape a lot. It definitely hit really, really hard, and I think it was really good in the meta as well. But for this one, I'm just gonna have to wait and see how it works and how strong it is. And I was also hoping that this would be one of the heavier either cores or blades for BU/DB, maybe weighing a little bit less than Guilty Longinus, but there isn't really a lot of metal on here, like at all. I think the little part of the sword is, but otherwise it's just a lot of plastic. And I think it's also the only DB/BU core that's offset as well. Typically cores are like vertical or horizontal, and this one is like a diagonal, which some people may like, but how this is gonna work with other Beys and other parts, I'm not really sure. I also don't see anything about an Excalibur gear on the box. Now, it may be on the back, but for Gatling Dragon, they put it right on the front, and we got pictures of it pretty quickly, so I assume we're not getting an Excalibur gear. So we thought we had it all figured out on what gears we're going to be getting for Divine Belial. We knew that there was a Dragon gear, an Achilles gear, and we thought there was an Excalibur, but now it's unknown. what this part is. My expectations for this Bey were definitely really high, and for the most part, I think it hit them. I wish there was a couple of changes that I could make to the way it looks, to the parts, but overall, if it hits really hard, it's gonna be insane. But do you like this Excalibur? Do you think it's a little disappointing given it's been years since we had one? Let me know in the comments down below. But hit that like button, hit subscribe to join the Nuc Nation. More videos are on the way, including one over this guy. Don't look at it. But I will see you in the next one. Have fun and Bey away.